name is Dr. Megan Peace. So I wanted to give you a video, a little bit about myself, and we are here at Seward Bluff Forest Preserve because, as you would imagine, I love being outdoors. I like being out in our forest preserves, and I hope that you get out and you explore all of the natural beauty that we have in our area. We really have a lot of wonderful forest preserves. I'll get to why this tree is behind me in a little bit. But first, let's talk about how I ended up here as your professor teaching you. So I'm born and raised in Rockford, and I started out at Rock Valley College. It took me 5 years to get my associate's degree. I was working and going to school at the same time. I did everything from waitressing to bartending, worked in a gas station, and I worked at UPS. UPS was one of the jobs that I held the longest. I did everything at UPS except for fly the planes and drive the trucks on the street. So throwing boxes, it's what got me through school. I graduated with my associates in arts, and I really thought I was going to be an artist, but I realized I didn't want to be a starving artist, so I switched over to education. I transferred to the UW-Madison, but before I had a chance to get out and start teaching fifth graders and elementary kids, a professor came to me and asked if I had ever thought of grad school. Well, I had never thought of grad school. Nobody in my family had been to grad school. As a matter of fact, people in my family weren't real keen on getting a higher education. Get your high school diploma, and that was going to be good enough. So I was already doing something kind of unusual and weird in my family. So when this professor asked me about grad school, I didn't know what that meant, but I'm a little bit adventurous. So I said, yeah, why not? So I started in grad school, and what I didn't know was how hard it was going to be because I had no experience. So I flailed around for a couple of years, and my professor came to me and asked me, well, what do you have experience with? And at that point, the only thing that I'd had a lot of experience with was working at UPS. Now, my professor was in the botany department, and I, of course, had lots of experience with UPS and shipping companies. And the big question was, how are we going to merge these two very different points of view, plants and packages? So what we ended up doing was looking to biological systems and seeing how biology already does things, how they move things, how they do things efficiently. And we took our understanding of biology and applied it to UPS and applied it to transportation systems. And what we discovered is that when you look to biology, when you look to see what the natural world is already doing, that's when you get very insightful solutions to very difficult problems. Now, what my dissertation title says is that I studied semi-trucks and alternative fuels. But really what I wanted to do was to figure out how we could keep our distribution system going indefinitely. How could we sustainably move people and stuff? So I tell you all of this, not just because there's going to be extra credit questions on exams and some of the stuff may show up there, and not just to go, woohoo, look at me, I've got alphabet soup letters behind my name and they get to call me doctor because I went so far with my education. I'm telling you all of this because you may be like me. You may be starting out with one idea, one goal, and things change as you go. And I know that the path always looks so easy when you talk to people who have already been there for a while. I've been teaching for many years. I make it look easy sometimes, and it's hard to remember all of the struggle that I went through to get here. So you are on a journey. You are on a path. You've started this really challenging endeavor. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to be angry and upset and confused, and that's all part of the process. At some point, you will be on top. You will forget what it was like to be down there, just starting out, wondering how it's ever going to happen, how your life is going to unfold. Only with hindsight can you look back and go, yeah, this was the path I was going to take, and it was hard, it was challenging, but I made it. And I can tell you from being up here, it feels great once you finally get there. But you can't give up. You have to keep going. You have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. So throughout this class, I know you're going to come up against challenges. There are going to be moments when you can turn and walk away. You can quit, and you can just go do something else. Those are the moments when your true self, who you are, is the most obvious and the most important. In those moments, the decisions you make determine the rest of your life. So stick with it. I've designed this course and the activities so that you can make it to the end, but you have to keep going. You have to stick with it. When you get to the end, you can reflect back and go, "Whoo, hallelujah, that's done." And know that the challenge was worth it. So let's have a great semester. Don't ever forget to contact me, reach out to me. I want to help you get up here with me because the view is fantastic.